In the ancient realm of Sanctuary, Pera the Druid faced the mighty Zeus, the god of Olympus, in a fateful battle. Lightning clashed with earth, and as the battle reached its climax, Zeus fell, his divine form dissipating into the air. As the skies cleared, a transformation occurred. Pera, the guardian of nature, felt a surge of power unlike anything he had ever known. He had not just defeated Zeus, he had absorbed the god's essence, becoming the new lightning god.
Hello all of you hacking legends, it's time for another awesome Druid build. This time we will be blasting demons and we'll be doing it as a lightning god. The biggest pro of this build is that it looks hecking cool. It also has good clearing speed, AoE damage, and it's fun as heck. This build will also work in the Eternal Realm Season 1, and it has even been adjusted for Season 2. So everyone can have fun, yay? It will also be build that I shall use while grinding Season 2. Alright, now let's take a look at what we need to make this build work. First, we need the Tempest Roar. Yeah, I know. But we can target farm this bad boy in Season 2, which will be sick. Also, grab topaz gems in all of your armor. As chest, we look for the following stats: DR while fortified, DR from poisoned enemies, max life, and flat damage reduction. For aspect, we want the vigorous aspect. Now for the gloves, we look for these stats: crit chance, ranks to lightning storm, lucky hit chance, and either willpower or critical strike damage with werewolf skills. For aspect, we look for the lightning dancer's aspect. Let's take a look at the pants. Here we want a lot of damage reduction, so we take DR while fortified. DR from poisoned enemies, damage reduction, and DR from distant enemies. For aspect, grab aspect of might. What about the boots then? Here we look for movement speed and armor while in werewolf. The other stats are not as important, but try to look for dodge chance and willpower here. As aspect, we want aspect of the dark howl. Alright friends, let's take a look at the jewelry. Here you have two options. Either you are a Giga Chad and go for cooldown reduction and movement speed, or you go for defensives like this Beta Cuck Para Gaming right here. Either way, you want Envenom. As aspect, grab aspect of disobedience for tier 100 farming, or a damage aspect if you only want to blast hard. Now on our rings, we want these stats: crit chance, lucky hit chance, max life, and critical strike damage. The aspects that we are looking for are the dire wolf aspect as well as overcharged aspect. Let's also take a quick look at the seasonal gems that I've been using for this build. The build has been working well with the Barber, Revenge, as well as Caged Heart of the Picana. Now for weapon, we look for as much DPS as possible. Then take these stats: willpower, core skill damage, critical strike damage, and critical strike damage with werewolf skills. As aspect, choose aspect of retaliation. Lastly, for the gear, we take a look at the totem. The stats we want here are cooldown reduction, crit chance, lucky hit chance, and damage reduction from poisoned enemies. Good job all Paragaming enjoyers, we now know what gear and aspects to use. In Season 2, there will also be vampiric powers that you can use. These will need to be tested, but there is one vampiric power in particular that you need to look out for. That is Bathe in Blood. Since you will be standing still while channeling Lightning Storm, this vampiric power will most likely be completely bonkers. Alright my friends, now we will take a look at my godlike skill tree of epicness. Firstly, we take Storm Strike as basical skill. This will grant us both damage reduction and vulnerability when used. For core skill, we take Lightning Storm, obviously. We also want Enhanced and Raging Lightning Storm for more damage. Next, pick up Wild Impulses. Also grab Predatory Instinct and Digitigrade Gate for the movement speed and crit chance. In the defensive tree, we want Start by grabbing Bloodhowl. We also take Enhanced and Innate Bloodhowl. We use Innate Bloodhowl since we do not benefit from attack speed with this build. Next, take Debilitating Roar as well as Enhanced, and preserving Debilitating Roar for damage reduction when needed, for example when crushing elites. We also want Vigilance, so make sure to grab that for the damage reduction. We don't want any companion skills since they still suck nuts, but take Nature's Reach for some sick DPS. In the Wrath tree, want take Hurricane for Grizzly Rage stacks as well as for the damage reduction we get from Savage Hurricane. Next take Toxic Claws as well as Envenom, since the damage we get from this is crazy good. For Ultimate, we take Grizzly Rage, obviously. We then finish the Ultimate tree by grabbing all of these for damage and healing. Lastly, we want Perfect Storm for both damage and Spirit Generation. Are you still here, my friend? Well then, you're a goddamn legend. My viewers are the hecking best. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos and drop a comment what videos you would like to see next. Alright, time for some spirit boons. We start with Wariness for the damage reduction, and then we go for Iron Feather if we need more defensives. If you don't, however, then grab Scythe Talons. Next, say what's up to the dog and grab his bolster for a ton of Fortify. Lastly, how in the heck this guy's a snake I do not know, but make sure to become best friends with him. He will grant us Masochistic and Calm before the Storm, which are both sick. What's left now then? You're goddamn right. It's the Paragons and a playthrough of how this build works. The Paragon will look the same in Season 2, except for a small change that I will explain in the end. In the first Paragon Board, we will be grabbing Exploit to make enemies vulnerable a lot easier. Next, go to the Heightened Malice board and pick up the Keeper Glyph. In the Inner Beast board, we want the Fulminate Glyph. Make sure to also go to the Ancestral Guidance board and pick up this node right here. Next, we go to the Thunderstruck board. Here I'm using Earth and Sky currently, but will swap to the new glyph called Electrocution in Season 2. This glyph will for sure be completely bonkers, so it will be fun to test out. Lastly, we go to Lust for Carnage and pick up the Werewolf glyph for damage as well as damage reduction. Now we are done with the Paragons and can take a look at how this build should be played. It's really damn simple, which is awesome. Start off by pressing Grizzly Rage as much as possible. Then, use Hurricane to get Grizzly Rage stacks and damage reduction, and use Blood Howl when you need spirit or health. Lastly, use Debilitating Roar whenever you are fighting difficult packs of enemies. You also have two options for your Storm Strikes. Use them whenever you need spirit, but you should also use them whenever you are fighting something difficult. This is because it grants us a hecking ton of damage reduction. Alright my friends, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.